is a brand new 2024, well, 2023, but...
Releasing in 2024 horror movie.
Yeah, I mean, it did its festival rounds and is quite popular there.
Yeah.
So we heard about this film last year and we're very much anticipating this one. And we were lucky enough to get a screener thanks to Alex from Beyond the Void Horror Podcast for telling us that this was available.
Thank you.
And for the studio to get back to us quickly.
Yeah, thanks.
And so that we could watch this. So, this stars David Dashmalchian. He plays a talk show host a la, Conan O'Brien or Johnny Carson, I guess, would be the most comparable one here, since this is set in the 70s. He is going through some times where his ratings aren't so great. And so he wants to have a Halloween show where he brings on a bunch of different talent. And one of them brings on the devil. This plays out kind of like a mockumentary. And you could definitely say found footage.
Yes. Since
that is what it alludes to in the beginning, that this is like a lost broadcast that we all forgot about or something. I have a feeling people would remember this if it happened.
Like, bro, you remember that one broadcast?
But it's, supposed to be live broadcast where things go seriously sideways. And that's the way the show plays out, It plays out like you're watching a live broadcast on TV in the 1970s. So, Kayleigh, what were your thoughts on Late Night with the Devil?
I quite loved it.
I
quite loved it. Yeah, I was really excited for this film. So I always get kind of worried that my expectations will be too high, but I didn't find that was the case with this one. I really love the concept of like lost media in general. So that already I think is a really good plot to go off of. It's a great setup. And I just thought this was really fun. It was a lot more, like you said, right after we were finished watching it, a little bit more comedic than I was expecting.
Yeah.
But I actually think it worked really well. It's not a horror comedy. I wouldn't say it's that level of funny, but there's some jokes and humor that's added in that I think is just very fitting for a late night talk show. And especially from the 70s where it's like, it's kind of starting out with TV and people like trying to get engagement, get as many people watching as you can. So it's like they cover, things that are funny, things that are serious, like all the shock value things that they can put on air. So I think it fits with the times.
Yeah, and this is going for the grindhouse style, right? That's what the trailer promotes, and I think that's definitely what it delivers on. I was expecting this to be a little more serious and a little bit more traditionally scary. I never found the film to be all that scary. But if I was to liken this to anything, and this might sound odd at first, I actually think this kind of reminds me of if you were to take a VHS segment and make it into a feature-length film.
Yeah.
It has that style and it has that feeling to it for me.
It does have that vibe.
The tone, I think, is going to be the biggest selling point or detractor for people. There's going to be people who are totally into this style of film, who like kind of a more playful, silly yet serious film. But I do think that there's going to be a lot of people who are going to say that this film is overrated and not scary, and I don't know what the hell people are talking about. I don't get scary from this film. I get fun and freaky.
I definitely thought there was a couple moments that were scary to me. It has kind of it's not cosmic horror, but there's some elements of that kind of a vibe at times that always freaks me out.
Yeah.
But I think that maybe it's semantics for us when we talk about scary and freaky because, yeah, I think it's a fun and freaky film overall, but there's definitely some scary imagery. And I actually think that the tone, even though there's some playful moments, I think the tone that's set is pretty unnerving throughout. There's a lot of little things that are sort of hidden in the movie that we caught a few of them, and I would be really curious to rewatch and see if there's more. But that's the kind of thing that I feel like your brain picks up on subconsciously, like even if you don't notice it and are like aware that you're noticing it, the little hidden stuff within the set or the scene or whatever can make you feel creeped out. And I think that this film does that pretty well. Also, aesthetically, I just really liked the late night talk show. I love that it's like night owls and like the colors and the theme of everything. I thought it looked really cool, but I thought it was, I definitely think there's scary moments. And the ending for sure was pretty insane.
Yeah.
Which I love. I'm really glad that it went there and got super, it got weird, and it fits really well.
Yeah, if you're a fan of the VHS franchise, and you love the better segments in that franchise, and you wish that you got a full-length feature version of one of those segments, I think that's about as apt of a comparison as I can make. I am very pleased with this, and I think that people are going to be fans. I just think there's going to be a lot of pushback from people who are like, this is a stupid, silly movie.
Yeah.
And I always use this comparison, or I always use this example. If I was to show this to my father, who's like the straight man, like the everyman, the general audience, he would think this movie was dumb as shit.
Yeah, yeah, they want the jump scares.
And it is nothing like that.
No, it's not. I actually I think that there's some pretty heartfelt messaging going on in this, and some interesting stuff being said about like the TV and film industry.
Yeah.
Especially for people that are into like conspiracy theories.
And the performances here are all really good.
Yes,
they fit the tone of this very well. They definitely take elements from a bunch of different late night TV shows that I've watched over the years. David Dastmalchian is definitely great as our main protagonist, Jack.
He's the perfect cast for that role, I think.
Yeah, so and the little girl.
Yes.
Everybody's great. Some cool special effects. Some really nasty shit at times. Some good gore. Yeah, so this comes out March 22nd. Not too long from now.
No.
It's only 9 days. So you guys don't have to wait very long for this one. But we are so thankful we got to watch this early.
Yay.
And report back to you guys. So definitely look forward to this one. Support it in theaters. It will be on Shudder at some point later in the year, since we did get a Shudder banner at the beginning of the film. Anyway, all right. Let us know when you get to it, and tell us how excited you are for this film. Do we bring it up? Do we bring it down? We'd love to know. And definitely let us know how our new setup looks.
Yeah.
How our mic sounds.
Yeah.
We're trying to take this more serious. The thumbnails, the opening, all of it. We put a lot of effort into it. Thank you guys, as always.
Thank you.
And we'll see you in the comments. All right.
Bye.